He was the first emperor of China. He united 7 warring kingdoms into one empire. He built the Great Wall. He buried an army of 8,000 terracotta soldiers to guard his tomb. Then he drank poison to live forever. His obsession with immortality destroyed him. In 221 BC, China was divided. 7 kingdoms fought for control. War never ended. Armies marched every spring. The people suffered. Then one man rose from the chaos. He would unite China. He would rule with an iron fist. King Zheng of Qin was 13 when he took the throne. He was ambitious. He was ruthless. He was brilliant. He dreamed of uniting all of China under his rule. He would spend the next 20 years making that dream real. The Qin army was unstoppable. They had iron weapons. They had crossbows. They had discipline. Kingdom after kingdom fell. Han, Zhao, Wei, Chu, Yan, Qi, all conquered. In 221 BC, China was unified. He became Qin Shi Huang, first emperor. He ruled with absolute power. He standardized writing, currency, and law. He built roads and canals. He would not be questioned. He would not be challenged. He would not be forgotten. Before Qin, China was a battlefield. 7 kingdoms fought for supremacy. The warring states period lasted 200 years. Millions died. The land was exhausted. The people begged for peace. Only one man could bring it. Kingdom by kingdom, Qin conquered. Zhao fell first. Han fell next. Wei, Chu, Yan, Qi, all fell. The Qin army never lost. Their iron weapons were superior. Their discipline was unmatched. Their king was merciless. In 221 BC, the last kingdom surrendered. King Zheng had done what no one had done before. He united China. He took a new name. Qin Shi Huang, first emperor of Qin. The warring states were no more. He standardized everything. Writing, currency, weights, measures. He built roads connecting the empire. He built canals to transport grain. He created a single law for all China. The empire would be one. The empire would be his. But he also burned books. He ordered the destruction of any text that did not serve his vision. History, philosophy, poetry, all burned. Scholars who resisted were buried alive. He would control the past. He would control the future. He ordered the construction of a wall across China's northern border. It would protect his empire from barbarians. It would stand for eternity. Millions of workers labored. Thousands died. The wall would stretch for thousands of miles. The wall was built with human suffering. Prisoners, peasants, soldiers, all forced to work. Many died from exhaustion, disease, or accidents. Their bodies were buried in the wall itself. They became part of what they built. The wall worked. Barbarian raids stopped. The empire was safe. But the cost was immense. Millions had died. The people hated him. They called him tyrant. He did not care. The empire was his. The wall was his. The Great Wall still stands today. It is one of the wonders of the world. It was built by the first emperor. It was built with the blood of millions. It is his monument. It is his legacy. He had built the wall. He had unified China. He had created an empire that would last 2,000 years. But he was not satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted immortality. He would not rest until he found it. The first emperor became obsessed with immortality. He summoned alchemists from across China. They boiled mercury. They mixed herbs. They promised him eternal life. He believed them. He gave them gold. He waited. He sent expeditions to find the elixir of life. He sent ships to the eastern seas. He believed islands of immortals existed. None returned. He sent more ships. They did not return either. The sea took them all. The alchemists told him mercury was the key to immortality. He drank it. He believed it would make him live forever. Mercury does not give life. Mercury takes it. He was poisoning himself with every drink. The mercury destroyed him. His body weakened. His mind grew paranoid. He saw assassins everywhere. He trusted no one. He lived in fear. The man who conquered China was conquered by his own obsession. 3 assassination attempts were made. He survived them all. But the attempts made him more paranoid. He built secret passageways. No one knew where he slept. He lived in darkness. He lived in fear. He was dying. He began building his tomb. It would be the greatest tomb in history. He ordered an army of clay soldiers to guard it. 8,000 life-sized warriors. Each with a unique face. He would need them in the afterlife. The warriors were made with extraordinary skill. Each face was different. Each soldier had his own personality. They were craftsmen, not laborers. They gave life to the clay. They built an army for eternity. The tomb covered 50 square miles. It had palaces, towers, and rivers of mercury. It would be a city beneath the earth. The first emperor would enter the afterlife with everything he had in life. The army stood in perfect formation. Infantry in front. Archers behind. Chariots on the flanks. Officers in command. The first emperor would enter the afterlife with a full army. He would never fight alone. He looked at his army of clay. He looked at his empire. He had done what no man had done. He had united China. He had built for eternity. But he was still mortal. And death was coming. He became a prisoner in his own palace. He trusted no one. He moved through secret tunnels. He slept in a different room every night. The man who conquered the world was afraid of his own shadow. He executed anyone who whispered against him. He killed officials who failed him. He killed scholars who questioned him. The court lived in terror. No one spoke freely. No one was safe. He filled his palace with mirrors. He wanted to see every corner. He wanted to see every approach. He wanted to see his enemies before they saw him. He saw enemies everywhere. He saw no friends. The mercury had changed him. His skin was gray. His eyes were sunken. His hair was thinning. He looked like a corpse. He was a corpse waiting to die. But he still believed he would live forever. He spent his nights reading formulas for immortality. He spent his days drinking mercury elixirs. He had no time for his empire. He had no time for his people. He had only his obsession. He was losing everything. In 210 BC, the first emperor lay dying. He had ruled for 35 years. He had unified China. He had built the wall. He had built his army of clay. But he could not conquer death. The poison had won. His alchemists gave him one last elixir. He drank it. He believed it would save him. It was his last drink. He died that night. The Dragon Emperor was dead. His quest for immortality had killed him. His death was kept secret. His body was placed in a cart of rotting fish to hide the smell. The empire would not know he was dead until his successor was secure. The first emperor had conquered death. But only in secret. His body was buried in the tomb he had built. The terracotta army stood guard. Rivers of mercury flowed. The tomb was sealed. The workers who knew its secrets were buried with him. No one would ever find his resting place. The Dragon Emperor was gone. His army waited in clay. His wall stood across the north. His empire was united. But he was dust. He had wanted to live forever. He had died like all men. Within 3 years of his death, the Qin dynasty fell. His successors were weak. His generals rebelled. The empire he built was torn apart by civil war. The wall he built was breached. His dream was dying. Rebel armies swept through the capital. The Qin palace was burned. The dynasty was destroyed. The first emperor's family was killed. His empire was divided. His legacy was in ashes. The scholars he had buried emerged from hiding. The books he had burned were rewritten. His history was erased. The man who tried to control the past was forgotten. The man who tried to live forever was dead. The Great Wall was breached. Barbarians poured into China. The wall he had built with millions of lives failed. The empire he had united fell apart. His dream was gone. His name was cursed. The terracotta army was buried. The tomb was sealed. The warriors were forgotten. For 2,000 years, they waited beneath the earth. For 2,000 years, no one remembered the Dragon Emperor. Then the farmers came. In 1974, farmers digging a well in China found something extraordinary. Clay fragments. A head. A warrior. They had discovered the terracotta army. The Dragon Emperor's soldiers had emerged from the earth after 2,000 years. The world watched as the terracotta army was unearthed. Thousands of warriors. Horses. Chariots. An army that had waited 2,000 years for its emperor to return. The first emperor's tomb had been found. Each face was different. Each soldier had his own identity. They were not just clay. They were the souls of the men who had unified China. They were the first emperor's eternal guardians. They still wait for his return. The emperor's tomb itself remains unopened. The rivers of mercury still flow. The traps still wait. The first emperor sleeps beneath the mountain. No one has entered his tomb. No one knows what lies inside. The terracotta army still stands. It has stood for 2,000 years. It will stand for 2,000 more. The first emperor wanted to live forever. He did not find immortality. But his army did. Scientists have scanned the tomb. They have found the rivers of mercury. They have found the palaces and towers. They have found an underground city. But they cannot enter. The mercury is poison. The traps are deadly. The tomb waits. Ancient texts describe the tomb's defenses. crossbows set to fire at anyone who enters. Rivers of mercury flowing through the chambers. Traps that have waited 2,000 years. No one has dared to open it. Scientists debate whether to open the tomb. They want to know what lies inside. They want to see the first emperor. But they fear the mercury. They fear the traps. They fear disturbing the dead. The tomb remains sealed. The terracotta army stands in a museum now. Millions come to see them. They look at the faces of the soldiers who waited 2,000 years. They wonder what lies inside the tomb. They wonder if the emperor is still waiting. The tomb has not been opened. The emperor has not been disturbed. The rivers of mercury still flow. The traps still wait. The first emperor still sleeps. And the world waits to know what lies beneath the mountain. The Great Wall still stands. It is one of the wonders of the world. It was built by the first emperor. It was built with the blood of millions. It is his monument. It is his legacy. China remembers him. He is the first emperor. He is the father of the nation. His empire has lasted 2,000 years. His name is carved in history. His dream is still alive. Qin Shi Huang was a tyrant. He was a visionary. He was a monster. He was a genius. He unified China. He built the Great Wall. He created an empire that would last 2,000 years. He also buried scholars alive. He burned books. He killed millions. He standardized Chinese writing. He unified the language. He created a civilization that could communicate across thousands of miles. His greatest gift was not the wall. It was the words that still unite China today. He wanted to live forever. He did not find immortality. But his empire lived. His wall still stands. His army still waits. His language still unites. His story is still told. He did not fail. He became eternal. Before the mercury, before the paranoia, before the search for immortality, he was a young king with a dream. He wanted to unite China. He wanted to end the wars. He wanted to bring peace. He did all of that. Then he wanted more. He lost everything. His family died. His friends were executed. His scholars were buried. He was alone. He had conquered the world. He had no one to share it with. He died alone. He was a man. He was afraid. He was desperate. He wanted to live. He wanted to see his empire grow. He wanted to see his children rule. He wanted to be remembered. He is remembered. He is feared. He is cursed. He is honored. His army of clay is made of thousands of faces. They are the faces of the men who built his empire. They are the faces of the men who died for his dream. They are the faces of the men who will never be forgotten. The first emperor lies beneath the mountain. His army waits above. They have waited 2,000 years. They will wait 2,000 more. He wanted to live forever. He did. His soldiers gave him eternity. The terracotta army still stands. It has stood for 2,000 years. It will stand for 2,000 more. The first emperor wanted to live forever. He did not find immortality. But his army did. The Great Wall still stands. It has stood for 2,000 years. It will stand for 2,000 more. The first emperor built it with blood and stone. He built it for eternity. He succeeded. China still stands. It has stood for 2,000 years. It will stand for 2,000 more. The first emperor united it. The first emperor built it. The first emperor made it eternal. He wanted to live forever. He did. His wall still stands. His army still waits. His empire still lives. His name is still spoken. He is the first emperor. He is the Dragon Emperor. He is eternal. The terracotta army still waits. They have waited 2,000 years. They will wait 2,000 more. They wait for their emperor. They wait for his return. He wanted to live forever. His army made sure he did.